Tonight on Size Eyes on the Skies.
Yeah, taking a look across campus right now, we are starting to see those clouds moving in the area right now, and as well as those cooler temperatures. I'll have much more on that forecast coming up here in a few minutes.
Plus, Adriane has your national forecast. All that and more as this Monday, March 24th edition of Size Eyes on the Skies starts now.
Broadcasting live from the studios at Iowa State University, the Iowa State Meteorology Department brings you the latest weather from across the country and out your front door. This is Size Eyes on the Skies.
Good evening. I'm your host, Stefan Sundin. Exactly 50 years ago, on the morning of March 24th, 1975, just as Atlantans were waking up, an F3 tornado tore a 14-mile path of destruction from the old Bankhead Highway to Brookhaven. This tornado was later referred to as the Governor's Tornado after having caused extensive damage to the governor's mansion. Governor George Busbee was in the shower when the tornado hit. He knew immediately what it was. He grabbed his wife and ran to the middle of the building. Whether he had time to grab a rope or a towel is not known. Later that morning, as more than a dozen state troopers walked the grounds, surveying the damage, a pitcher of orange juice and a plate of toast were still on the dining room table. The twister caused about $56 million in damage, which according to the U.S. inflation calculator is equivalent to $330 million today. And now to discuss more with what's happening around the country, here's Adriane with your national forecast.
Yeah, taking a look at this week, we will be seeing a warm up here in the Midwest. The active weather may be returning, but will we see that drought relief incoming? I will have more after the break.
It only takes a careless moment to turn this into this. Don't let forest fires be your fault. Make sure your fire is dead out.
Remember, only you can prevent forest fires.
Welcome back. Now let's go to the national forecast with Adriane. So Adriane, I heard that the nation is supposed to warm up and have a better chance at getting some pretty active weather.
Yeah, Stefan, I don't know about you. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you like it when it's warm or do you like it when it's colder?
I personally like it when it's warmer because my body temperature averages about 96 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so you're going to love this weekend coming. Because look at here. We are going to see in our four corners currently here in the Northeast, we are in those 20s there in Caribou, 36 in Toronto. Cincinnati, you are sitting there at 55. When we get to the Southeast here, we are sitting in the 70s there in Miami, 64 in Atlanta, 73 New Orleans. But look at here in San Antonio. I wish I was you right now because you are sitting at 86 degrees. That is my favorite weather. Now, looking here at the Southwest, we do have 95 in Phoenix. See, that's a little too much for me. But there in San Francisco, you are sitting at 75, as well as Santa Fe there at 72. But looking here in the northwest portion of the country, we are sitting at 56 in Seattle, 68 in Boise, and Billings, finally getting that warm weather there at 61 degrees. Now, taking a current look at satellite and radar, we are seeing a couple of showers here, especially in Iowa, Missouri, and Illinois. But we also do see this large band of rain here from the northeast that stretches down to the southeast there, especially we do all that snow there in Toronto as well, in Michigan there as well. But as we see, looking at the drought monitor, I have some good news and some bad news. Here in Texas, as of right now, you are sitting in that D4 range. Now, D4 is the most excessive drought that you can get. Now, there in the southwest, you are also in that D4 range as well. But I also have some good news when it comes to drought. We may see some relief there soon. But looking at our futurecast for right now, we are sitting in those 40s there in Kansas City, Dallas there at 59 there by Tuesday morning. But once we get into Tuesday night here, we do see ourselves jumping in temperature there, especially there in Texas, 91. But here in Phoenix, here we're sitting there at 96. Once we get into Wednesday morning, we do see a nice cold pool make its way down, especially there in the Midwest, 32 in Minneapolis, 39 in Kansas City. Denver, you are sitting there at 43. But taking a look at Wednesday night here, we do see 61 in Kansas City. Phoenix, you are not getting a rest from these 90-degree weather temperatures. You are sitting there again at 90. San Francisco there at 59. But once we get into Thursday morning, again, we do see some nice cold air making its way from the north. That should stretch all the way to the south, putting Atlanta, Memphis, and Kansas City there in the 40s. Once we get again to Thursday morning, 10 a.m. here, we do see a large increase in temperature. We do see 60 degrees there in Atlanta, 59 in Memphis. But looking ahead here, we are going to see some rain chances return, especially in the northwest. I will have more on that in a little bit. But looking here as of right now, by Tuesday morning, you are having that rain there in Ohio, Indiana as well. But as we get into Wednesday morning here, we do see this bomb cyclone that will make its way into the northwest that should progress, shift to the east, as well as Texas here. You are finally getting some relief from that drought as well. That should be pretty nice for you guys, especially since you guys have been in that exceptional drought range for quite a while now. But we do also see this bomb cyclone here that should make its way, progress to the northeast there, bring us some snow there along Seattle, Washington, Vancouver, and Portland as well. Again, by Saturday morning, we do see that rain there in the south progress to Louisiana. Some snow there in the Michigan, Minnesota, and Wisconsin area. But once we get into Saturday night, we do see that snow progress to the east here in the northwest, as well as that rain should make its way into Iowa and the south as well there in Mississippi, looking at you guys getting that heavy rain. Looking there at Sunday morning, we do see that progress to the east. This whole system should just progress to the east up until Tuesday. But looking at our rainfall totals through Friday, we do see that rain that will start to accumulate there into Illinois. Again, we do see some rain there in Billings, Montana as well. This is all the way through Friday as well. But taking a look here in Oklahoma, you are expecting to get some rain here too. Again, Florida, you guys are also getting those rain chances there down there, up into the 1 to 3 range. But look at here in Texas in the upcoming days. We do see them start to accumulate in precipitation here, again, which is great for their exceptional drought. But once we take a look at the week ahead, we are going to look at Vancouver, Washington, especially with that cyclone that will be making its way through. So as of Tuesday, you are sitting there in the upper 70s. Once we get into Wednesday, you are falling into those lower 70s. But here on Thursday is where you get that drastic temperature change. This is where you go from 73 to 56, and you start getting those showers from that cyclone. Once we get into Friday, you fall into those 50s. Then as we get into the weekend and into next week, we do again sit in those 50s as well. And we should see some relief there by Tuesday.
Sweet. All right, it's time for our trivia question for the evening. What is the lowest pH value ever recorded for a single rainstorm? Is it A, 1.5, B, 2.4, C, 3.3, or D, 4.2? We'll have that answer for you at the end of the show. Plus, we'll have your Iowa weather after the break.
Beat it. Just beat it.
Just get in, we'll talk about it.
I've got to go home.
Oh, come on, Carrie. We're going to a new place.
She wants to go home, right? Let's go. Whoa! You okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You sure?
Relax.
What's a few beers?
If you don't stop your friend from drinking and driving, you're as good as dead. Drinking and driving can kill a friendship.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at your Iowa weather with Zion. So, Zion, does it look like spring out there yet?
Not just yet. However, we are going to start to see those spring-like temperatures here in the coming week. Now, as we take a look at temperatures now across the state of Iowa, we see a temperature of 50 in Ames, pretty decently warm in Council Bluffs, temperature of 59, and then a little colder here in Dubuque, temperature of 48. Now, for our skycast tonight here in Des Moines, I do have a temperature of 36 degrees with a west-northwest wind at about 12 miles an hour. And then I do expect maybe a sprinkle or two across the area, however, nothing severe at all. Now, as we look at our zone cast for our northeast folks, I do have a temperature of 50 in Cresco, 53 in Hampton, and 56 in Eldora. As for our southeast people, a temperature of 62 now in Centerville, 59 in Montezuma, and a temperature of 56 as well in Muscatine. Now, for our southwest friends here, we do have a temperature of 66 in Shenandoah, temperature of 63 in Council Bluffs, and a temperature of 60 in Guthrie Center. Now, finally, for our northwest folks, temperature of 60 in Adrian's hometown in Lamar's, temperature of 63 in Sioux City, and a temperature of 56 in Okoboji. Now, for our future cast, we do see some rain start to move into the area around the Fort Dodge area, but we do see that rain start to move into the Ames area. And as we go further in the day on Tuesday, we do see some of that rain start to clear out, maybe some showers down here in the southeast. Now, as we go more in the day Tuesday, we do clear out. However, we do see some cloud cover around the Omaha area and then as well as southwest Iowa. And then we do see some shower activity near the Mason City area as well as the Waterloo area. And as we go to Tuesday night, we do see those clouds start to diminish over western Iowa. And then we do see that shower activity move out of the area. As we go even more into Wednesday morning, we do see those clouds return to the area over western Iowa. However, okay, that's just not the right thing. Okay, now for the auroras. I know you guys might be thinking, why are we talking about auroras? Well, because we have a chance. For everyone here in Iowa, we're going to see anything with the naked eye, unfortunately. But if you do go up north to Minneapolis or northern Minnesota, or even if you want to take a trip down to Winnipeg for the day, you will have a chance to see the auroras tonight. Not a huge storm, but a decently strong enough storm where you can see stuff with the eye. Now, for a 7-day forecast here in Ames, like Stefan said, we are going to start to see those temperatures warm up. Temperature of 82 on Friday, and then we do see those storm chances return to the area Saturday and Sunday, and then we do cool down on Monday with a temperature of 45.
Thank you, Zion, for that forecast. And now for our trivia question and answer. What is the lowest pH value ever recorded for a single rainstorm? Is it A, 1.5, B, 2.4, C, 3.3, or D, 4.2? All right, guys, what are you thinking?
Gosh, I forgot about pH values. I'm gonna go with 3.3 just because it looks like a cool number, to be honest. Maybe that's probably wrong, but I'm gonna go with 3.3. What about you guys?
You know, I haven't talked about pH of things since Chem 163, my freshman year, back in 2022. But you know what? I don't think rain could be, there's probably chances that it could be, not that acidic and also not that, fresh. So I'm going to go in the middle and I'm going to say 2.4.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to go with D, 4.2, just to kind of mix things up. And I feel like 4.2 is already a very low pH. So, well, it turns out the lowest pH value ever recorded for a single rainstorm was 2.4, which occurred in Pitlochry, Scotland on April 10th, 1974, making the rain as acidic as vinegar. Imagine putting a large Tupperware outside and just collecting the rain because you're like, oh,
awful.
It's the pH of vinegar, and I'll make a lot of money out of it.
I wonder how people felt like if they were like sticking out their tongue. And it was like,
It probably would
so
burn
acidic.
their tongue. We think we
Oh my
have
gosh.
it bad here in the States with our acid rain, that
Oh my
pollution.
gosh.
But no, that's literally vinegar outside.
I wouldn't dare.
I would hate that.
Well, that concludes tonight's show. Please be sure to follow us on X/Twitter, and you can find all of our shows on YouTube under our Size Eyes channel. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a wonderful night.